Okay, thanks everyone for coming along today, which is the third session of that 5 that we're holding today. There's a consumer one this morning, an open reach one at lunchtime, and I'd like to introduce Sally Bridge, who's the National Officer for Technology for the Telecoms and Financial Services. Sally's come along today to give us an update on what's going on in technology. Obviously, today we've all seen that the ballot has been open, or is going to open on the 19th of November and close on the 10th of December. So it is important that everybody across all lines of business understands what's going on within the company at the moment, and the changes that are affecting everybody, you know, such as grading, redundancies, pensions, terms and conditions, site strategy, offshoring of work. And it just shows across all the sessions that if everybody listens to them, and these sessions will be put out for everybody to listen to after, that everybody is affected, the whole of the membership across the BT Open Tier Union. And obviously we've got some work to put in now to get a massive yes vote in the upcoming consultative ballot. So what I'll do, I am aware it's only half an hour, and we've got another one at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. So I'll hand over to you, Sally, if you want to give a bit of an update, please, on technology, and then we'll open up for questions and answers.
Yes, thanks, Pete. And as Peter says, that I'm the officer with responsibility for technology, and we've been in the forefront of dealing with redundancies. In July, technology announced under a phased programme that they would be moving away from the more traditional type approach as far as redeployment, and that they would be moving into a formal redundancy process. That resulted in around over 200 people in technology, team members, being put into scope of redundancy. And I think that since July, this has been a very difficult period, both for the people that are directly affected, for the branches that are supporting them, and obviously for the national team, because it really has brought to the forefront the challenges that we face and that will be at the very heart of this campaign, and that is job security. For many of us that have been around for a number of years, we've taken to more or less to a certain extent job security for granted. We believed that the employer would do the best, would do the right thing by you as employees, and also respect the agreements that they have made over the years with the CWU. But unfortunately, we have a new breed of management in BT now. And the way that they approach things is not the way that we've done things in the past, and no longer is your job security safe. July was the first phase of the announcement. Since then, we've had another announcement in the UAM, that's the User Access Management team, which are in IT, where they're going to offshore work. And yet again, this is a redundancy situation. So that work will move offshore. And then last week, we had the second phase of the transformation programme, where we've had over 112 technology members in scope that will be put at risk of redundancy. So make no mistake, this is here and now. This is about what our members in technology are facing, and it is literally fighting for their livelihood in many respects. And so what have the CWU been doing about that? Clearly, we've used all the formal processes that are available to us, which is the formal registered disagreement. We've also sought legal advice as far as the agreements that we have. And all of those we have used, and we have also submitted counter proposals. Unfortunately, despite the best efforts of trying to reach a collective agreement with the management on such issues as preferencing, such issues as ensuring that people that want to go can have that expression taken into consideration. The fact is that management have operated a selection procedure which more or less is about picking and choosing who stays and who goes. And we are still in that position at this moment in time. And hence the reason why this campaign is absolutely vital to the livelihoods of everybody in technology that is actually facing this at the moment, because we do need to up the ante, and we do need to take the management on as far as what they are actually doing at this moment, and about undermining the agreements that we have, and also undermining the job security that you've had for many years. Hopefully that gives you a flavour of some of the things that we're dealing with.
It does, Sally. Thanks very much. Right, I've not had any questions come through at the moment, Sally, but I have had some sent in prior to the session today. So I'll start off with one from Ian in Manchester Combined. Our branch has a final IC3 meeting on the 9th of November. Who is going to react to resolve this?
What as far as reacting is concerned, we have made it clear to the management that we would like them to come around the table at a very senior level. We have only, since this process has started, we've only met with the Howard Watson, who is the head of technology. We've only met with him once, and he has delegated the negotiations to Mark Murphy, who is the HR director, and his team. We have been in discussion with them consistently since July, as far as trying to reach an agreement in which takes into consideration the voluntarism, i.e. that they allow people that have expressed an interest in going, for them to go, and for those that want to stay, that they can be retrained and reskilled in the business to continue their career. That, at the moment, has had limited success. At the last moment, they pulled away from the terms of a job swap agreement. But however, they are offering job swaps for people that are at risk. And it is based on the principles that we agreed with them. But what it doesn't include is that you can't swap with someone at risk under VR terms, i.e. the compulsory redundancy terms. You have to take the voluntary paid leaver terms, which is, everybody knows, is far inferior. But that is on offer, and as I say, was the outcome of discussions. We've also surveyed our members as well, and we have a meeting on Monday with Howard Watson again and Mark Murphy in an attempt to try and get them to agree that they need to move further as far as allowing expression of interest, and to ensure that our members that want to leave the company can do so with respect and dignity, and that the people that want to stay can be retrained and reskilled. And what is interesting, reading in the press today, one of the comments that BT have made as a direct connection with what we're doing today, which is campaigning as far as Count Me In, is that they've said they will retrain and they will reskill. Well, in technology, we've seen very little of that, and we keep reminding them that if they really do have a commitment to their people, then they really need to roll out a much more comprehensive retraining program, so that our members have the skills for the future, and that they're not left in this situation that we're in now, where through things like automation and consolidation, that they are left where their work no longer exists, or that it has been relocated down to their main hub in Ipswich. So as far as reacting, it's been the overwhelming view of the membership that we have been in discussion with, to actually get round the table and try and resolve this amicably. Our members want us to do that, and that is what we've been trying to do. Unfortunately, we haven't secured an agreement that has resulted in anything that is anywhere acceptable as far as the CWU is concerned, and our members are. We had compulsory redundance last week, and they will continue if we do not move forward and try and get a more of a compromise from the management. They need to move. But we have upped the ante. We have in technology. We have been campaigning for some time now, and there has been various briefings that have come out, and we've asked you members to actually participate in certain activities, including writing to the management and also writing to your MPs in order to get that traction and leverage that we need in order to secure an agreement.
Thanks, Sally. Hope that answers your question, Ian. One of the main questions that came out, Sally, right across quite a few people that sent in was, what is a consultative ballot and why are we going for a consultative ballot and not straight to industrial action?
Yeah, a consultative ballot is where it doesn't have any statutory process behind it. If we went for a formal ballot, we have to abide by very strict rules of the law, which is laid down under legislation. A consultative ballot or a survey of our members is something that we do, and we can run electronically for a start, and it is around feeling out the mood of the membership, understanding whether one, that they agree with their union, and two, whether they would support the union and their colleagues in upping the industrial dispute with the employer. And from that consultative ballot, we can then use the result to go to the management and tell them, look, we've just done a consultative ballot and we have had a result which overwhelmingly supports the line of the CWU, and our members are saying enough is enough. Now, we don't want to go to the next steps. I don't think it's anybody's interest for us to move into a more formal process. It becomes a lot more serious once we go down that road. However, this is around testing to see whether our members are in tune with what the CWU is trying to ask them to support, and that also that that we do have an overwhelming majority in favour of that.
Thanks, Sally. A couple of other questions. Why are technology offshoring work?
Why are they offshore? Well, that's a very good question, Pete. Unfortunately, technology have a considerable amount of work offshore in India in particular, albeit they do have other places around the world where they have presence. But India is their main area, particularly in the IT area, where they have, let's say, centres where they have hundreds of people working and undertaking work on behalf of BT. A few weeks ago, they announced that the user access management work would go to India in Bangalore, where they've already got other work. And the reasons that they've done that is, one, they've already got work there and they're just transferring the rest of that work. But secondly, this is about cost savings. They'll save themselves over 600,000 by moving that work offshore. It's not considerable. It will only amount to 12 FTE, but it's still 12 team member roles, and it's 12 of our members that are being put at risk of redundancy. We're telling them that at a time when the UK economy needs work here in the UK, that what they are doing is not only immoral, but the fact is it's not doing anything to show that they are supporting the UK as a whole. And at a time when unemployment is going up, all they're doing is contributing to that. So we believe they've got a responsibility to look at what work they have offshore, to make sure that the people in this country, their own employees, have gainful employment. And so we are in disagreement with them over the offshoring proposals. We believe it's in breach of our national agreement, which says that they should be looking to onshore. They should be actually taken into consideration at a time when they have surpluses. They need to onshore work, not offshore work. So those discussions are continuing, but the reason they're doing it is because already they have a presence in India, and secondly, it's cost.
Thanks, Sally. Yeah, that probably links into the next question, which is why are they centralising everything whilst lockdown has proved we can work remotely?
Well, that's another good question, because you may be aware that Technology announced their Better Workplace proposals back in March. They were the first CFU in BT to come out with their Better Workplace proposals, which is to consolidate on 6 hubs with no presence in Scotland and no presence in Wales. And therefore, this was actually, at the time, this was before the pandemic that they came out with these plans. And it does now beg the question, why would Technology want to concentrate all of their efforts, all of their work into 6 main hubs? Because we've proven in Technology, as indeed across BT, that there are thousands of people working from home, working effectively from home, and that it's quite possible that this could continue without the devastation to people's livelihoods as a result of their strategy. So the centralisation in Technology is on two fronts. First of all, they have consolidating a lot of the network operating centres down in their main technology hub in Ipswich, and that has continued, and they have systematically closed NOCs under their transformation programme, and that continues, and that work goes to Ipswich. And the other programme they have is obviously the wider one, which is Better Workplace, which is the 6 hubs which they will start to move into, and to obviously move work to as well. We've made it clear that we believe that they can and should look at home working as a viable option, particularly now, and also particularly at a time when in Technology they have played such a vital role in the pandemic, kept the UK connected, ensure that there's enough connectivity and bandwidth in order for people to work from home, and they've done that themselves as well from home. So this is not an absolute unreasonable ask of the CWU, and this is one of the reasons that we're campaigning, because it isn't just around in Technology what's happening here and now. The longer term programme will continue to roll out, and there'll be other sites and other members in Technology that will get caught up in that, and their options may be that they have them. It's not feasible, it's not practical that they can actually move with their work, or that they can travel to one of these hubs. So this is another fight that is coming on the horizon in Technology, apart from the one that we're facing right here and now.
Thanks, Sally. Yeah, which is why we obviously need to win this battle now. I didn't say at the beginning, if anybody wants to ask a question while we're in progress, just pop it in the little question box, or indicate that you want to come in. I've got 2 or 3 more questions, Sally, which should probably take us up to 5:30. Phase 2 has been announced. How many more phases are there, or how many more are we expecting?
Well, the phasing of the transformation programme that we are aware of, i.e. the first 2 phases, run to the end of the financial year. We are expecting another phase within this financial year. So when that will happen, we do not have the details, and we're not aware, but we are expecting another phase before the end of the year. But all I was saying is that we had the UAM work that was announced in between phases 1 and 2, which, you know, it's just so this is as much as, you know, we can all think, well, it's the phases we've got to worry about. I think we've got to concentrate on the fact that the management are also coming to us as business as usual proposals, and none of them are good news at this moment in time.
Thanks, Sally. There's two I'll lump together here, Sally. What happened with the survey asking members to indicate if they wanted to leave the business, and why aren't they willing to allow volunteers to leave?
Yes, thanks, Pete. Well, I did touch on this earlier on. We surveyed our members earlier on when we received proposals for phase 1, and it was because we knew that the business, we knew the business could deal with the surpluses if they allowed people to go who wanted to go. But we surveyed our members so that we could find out, establish once and for all, if it was the case that there was enough volunteers that wanted to leave. And that was an amazing response that we got. But what it demonstrated is that around 40% of our members, mainly because they've got long service and maybe of a certain age, but not always that reason, is that they would take a package. So we went back to the management, and from that survey, as a direct result of that survey, we tabled counter proposals around extending the pools, around preferencing, and around obviously the job swap process. Unfortunately, at the 11th hour, they rejected the terms of the job swap, as I've already explained. But we have used that information extensively, and thank you for all of those that have completed and answered that survey.
Thanks, Sally. One last question. I live outside of travel distance to Manchester. What options will I have? I think you possibly covered that, Sally, with the.
I think I have, and you know, I'd like to say something that was really upbeat and positive, but I can't do that, and I think that we will be honest with you about some of how severe this is in technology. That and this issue, by the way, is not just a technology issue about better workplace. This is the big Pan BT project, which is around consolidating onto around 30 hubs around the country. As I've already said, technology have chosen 6 locations in the UK to consolidate on. And if you are not within reasonable travelling distance, or you're not prepared to move, then unless BT agree a more hybrid model, or indeed that they agree to more home working, then I think that we will have a massive challenge in trying to accommodate everybody, and it will lead to more job losses. And that's a brutal, stark message, I'm afraid, that probably BT are not really explaining at this moment in time. It seems to some people that this could be, you know, a long way away, you know, years away. But you know, it won't be years away. We've already starting to see the announcements that are trickling out, and they will continue. They will continue throughout the next 3 years or so, until we have that there's less opportunity for people to be able to move around because there's less jobs available. And already that's the case, but also, whilst they're also dealing with other transformation programs, is that you'll find that they'll not want to offer roles that are not necessarily available in these six locations. So that also inhibits the ability for people to move a lot more than they had done, that opportunity that they had in the past. So we are facing, along with all of the other, you know, CFUs and members, a real fight on our hands over better workplace.
Thanks for that, Sally. Well, I've got no more questions, and I don't think there's anything in the box. I'm on full screen, so I can't see if there's anything in the box. So is there anything else you'd like to add, Sally, before I sort of sum up and summarise and close the meeting?
Yes, just to say to all the technology members that are watching this is that it's really important that you support. Today is a day of action where you need to support your branch and demonstrate as well that you are part of this campaign. This campaign is about your future, your job security, and you know you really need now to demonstrate that you are part of this campaign. And it isn't just branch activists and national officers that are running it, and that we're doing it in isolation. You are the campaign. You are what it's about, and we need your support in order to ensure that we can get that leverage in order to sit down and speak to the management and get the agreements that you deserve. So support the campaign, support the consultation ballot, and count me in.
Thanks, Sally, and thanks very much for coming along this afternoon to speak on one of the sessions on technology. I think I saw the article this morning on Sky News as well. It was, and the reply from BT was, BT is going through a period of immense change and investment for the future. Well, that's all well and good, but come and talk to the union and consult, and you know, at least speak to us about it. I think that's the message, really. And just before I close the session, I'll give a huge thanks again to Sally. Carl, thanks very much. I know this is your third session of the day. Thank you very much. And thanks to everyone that's taken time out to come along. Well, you've picked up some more useful information. As you'll see on any of the social media sites and emails and comms that come out, there's a lot that comes out from Sally and the technology team, which is excellent stuff. You know, and as I said at the beginning, the issues affect all members in all lines of business. It's hugely important that the CWU family stick together, look out for each other, and delivers a massive yes vote in the upcoming consultative ballot. Thanks very much, everyone, for joining, and take care. Stay safe.